Hi, my name's Zarek. Welcome to the in-depth Hobbit speedrun guide for PC. In the playlist of videos which you can find on my channel, there'll be 13 individual videos, one for all 12 levels in the game explained in great detail, and this video where we're going to be going over the main movement, tricks, and settings you'll need to use in order to learn the game. This tutorial will assume that you've already downloaded the game, but if not, don't worry as I will link the download tutorial from MKarma in the description. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to open the game. So, once you've downloaded the game using the video I've linked in the description, you'll have an application called DxWind. All you need to do is open that up, and it will come up with two options of the Hobbit windowed or the Hobbit borderless full screen. For this tutorial, I'm going to use borderless full screen. So, when you first start up the game, you'll have 5 cutscenes which you can skip past just by pressing enter 5 times, such as this. And you'll be sent straight onto the main menu. Now, for this demonstration, and to show you all the settings, I'm going to go straight past this screen, because the menu music is a lot louder than the actual game once you've configured all of your audio settings. So, what we have is the options menu. The first thing we'll want to do is go onto our controls and click keyboard. These are all the controls which I use. You can copy them. That would make this entire thing a lot easier, the whole tutorial. So if you just want to take a look, you can pause the video and I'll show you every single screen of the keyboard menu. So, that is all of them. If that was too fast, again, you can just go back and pause the video. But for now, we're going to come back off of this. And we're going to go onto our performance settings. Now, this is a very important thing to do. We want to make sure that our settings are on custom, and object detail, decimation rate, clip plane, texture quality, lighting quality, are all up. Effects quality needs to be all the way down. This makes it a lot easier to see certain things in the game and certain setups, which I'll be explaining using those during all of these videos. So, we're now going to go into our video settings, and you're going to set your resolution to whatever you like. Personally, I stay on 800x600. It just makes everything look a lot bigger, really. Some of the runners go with a different one. I personally don't. It's just personal preference. So, now that you've set that, we can click done. And we can get into our main bits of movement. So what I'm going to show you now is the main movement types in the game, which are slash jumps, long jumps, jump attacks, and slope boosts. So, the first thing is slash jumps. Your slash should be set to left click, and your jump should be set to spacebar or right click, or something else if you'd felt like that's more comfortable. So, to perform a slash jump, you need to very quickly tap slash and then jump while moving forwards, such as this. Now, don't worry if you don't get this first try. It can take a little while to get used to. This will be our main source of movement when we're on flat and uphill ground. Now, the reason we're not doing slash jumps downhill is because that's what we use long jumps for. Long jumps are performed using shift and spacebar at the same time. Now you can do this while holding W as well. But if you use it on flat ground or uphill, you'll notice just here, it will stop all momentum, like that. But if we were to use it off of a sloped ground like this, we wouldn't lose any momentum. Long jumps are the fastest form of movement in the game, as long as you're not going uphill or on flat ground. Jump attacks are performed by jumping up and pressing the slash button, which will be left mouse, such as this. These can only be performed in the air. Now, one thing you might notice is when I use a jump attack, in the bottom left, there is a blue bar which will then reset and you'll need to wait 10 seconds for it to reset the whole way up until you can use another jump attack. This is very important to know because there is something called slope boosts in this game which require a jump attack to be available. So, you may now be wondering, what is a slope boost? Well, a slope boost is a boost that happens once you perform a jump attack on a sloped wall. Just like this one. This is a sloped wall, and I'll now perform a slope boost. This is a very crucial part of the game, as there are walls like this one where you'll need to perform this trick in order to progress in the speedrun. Now, another form of movement is a long jump into a jump attack. This happens when we hold shift and spacebar to do a long jump, and then in the air we perform a jump attack, just like that. So I'll now demonstrate what that looks like here. So this is very important on certain tricks, such as the one I've just shown off. One thing about this trick is it is a lot better to time your jump attack rather than to just spam slash. This is because if you spam slash, you could accidentally mistime something and miss. Now, another thing which you may need to know for certain tricks, such as inside info, is camera strafing. Camera strafing is done by doing a long jump and a jump attack, and then swinging your mouse to the direction you want it to go, such as this. Be sure to spend some time learning all of these tricks, as they will all come in handy during the speedrun. But for now, I'm going to show you how to use something called Hobbit Speedrun Tools. Hobbit Speedrun Tools would have downloaded onto your computer as well as the game. And I have it just here. So the main use of this is for practicing the speedrun. On the left, we have our cheats, such as developer mode, which can let us be able to fly around by using an input of Control F, just to get into new places or other spots where you couldn't usually reach. Next we have render load triggers, render other triggers, or render polycache. These three things, once you click on them, will show up in-game as pieces of geometry showing where they all are. Next we have invincibility, which grants you invincibility. Then we have automatically reset signs. Now, this will be described in the Riddles in the Dark tutorial, but I'll give it a brief explanation right now. On Riddles in the Dark, on the minecart section, you will be hitting some signs with arrows on them. You do this to guide Bilbo where you want him and the minecart to go on the track. The thing is, after these signs have been hit, they will stay in the current position they are placed in. So even if the signs are showing left, they will put you right. It's important, after completing Riddles in the Dark, to always reset your entire game by going back to the DX win screen, as you can see, just above the speedrun tools. Next, in the middle, we'll have Save Manager. Now, there are 6 different categories you can choose from, which is the NMG levels, tricks, and then other categories such as 100% levels or all quest levels. For this tutorial, we're going to be doing NMG levels, which stands for no menu glitches. The reason we use this is because if we were to click on NMG levels, it would come up with every level in the game, except for Dreamworld, because that's the starting level which you get on straight away. So the point of this is to make a load of this level, which would then end up in your game. You can access this by going onto the game and clicking Load Game. Next, we'll click back onto where it says NMG levels, and we can click NMG tricks. Now this will have every single trick in the game, which I'm going to be teaching you during this entire process. At the bottom, we'll find the information of Bilbo's position, Bilbo's rotation, and clip warp position. I will explain what a clip warp is on the last video. On the right, we'll find the segment timer, which will have the timer, the best time, or the average time. Now, we can choose which mode we want it to be in, out of full level and move to point. Full level means you want to time how long it takes you to complete a level, but move to point means you want to set a point by clicking on Set, then restart the level and see how long it takes you to get back to that point. Now at the bottom we have settings. You won't really need to mess with the settings, other than if you need help with something. Then you can click Help, and you'll get linked straight to the GitHub of MKarma. So, now that you know how to use Hobbit speedrun tools, or HST as we call it, we'll be using LiveSplit. Now, there'll be a link on where to download LiveSplit down in the description. Again, we'll be acting as if it's already downloaded now. So, what you want to do is right-click on LiveSplit and click Edit Splits. Once you're here, all you need to do is type in The Hobbit in the game name and no major glitches in the run category. Once you've done this, you'll see just below the attempts it will say Activate. All you'll need to do is click Activate and the auto splitter would have been set up for you. So, now that you know how to set up everything and do the basic movement in the game, it's now time to get into the actual game.